Hello and welcome to Inside Music, episode number 133. I'm your host, James Shotwell, and it's great to be with you again. If you're concerned about the audio quality, I apologize, but I've been traveling a lot this week and I wanted to make sure the episode got out to you. Our guest is actually a returning friend of the show, the rapper, artist, creative mind known as Mod Sun. And let me tell you, this is not your typical episode of Inside Music. For starters, it was recorded within the last 24 hours while Mod Sun was making a pit stop in Grand Rapids, Michigan for his headlining show at The Intersection. Second, this episode is being released in collaboration with a new music magazine called Aux Chord FM. The site is launching later this month, and this interview, among many other interviews, will be featured in its content, but we're going to release the episode as audio right now for you at home to enjoy. In this conversation, Mod and I spend close to 30 minutes talking about everything that's been going on in his career since the beginning of the year, and a lot has changed. If you're a fan, you might have noticed he's only released 2 songs this year, but when I start the conversation by telling him that it seems like he's been quiet, he's actually surprised. Mod has moved into this position in his career where he is working behind the scenes with a number of artists, many of whom he won't name just yet, as well as some of the biggest industry influencers of the last few decades. I don't want to give away the entire episode up front, but I will tell you that this conversation mentions Bella Thorne, Tanamoji, and perhaps most surprisingly, Irv Gotti. Yes, the same man behind Murder Inc., the man who brought us the I'm Real remix with J-Lo and Ja Rule. That same Irv Gotti is now working with Mod Sun, and we're going to talk about what that means for both him and music as a whole as the conversation goes on. Now, I need you to know that this conversation was recorded in the back of Mod Sun's tour bus, so if you hear a bunch of background noise or the sound of lighters, the sound of matches, people talking, some people might stop in to pop in, but that's just how it goes. And if you've listened to the show for a long time, you know we've released episodes like this in the past. I think it's important for you at home to understand what it's like for both music journalists and artists who are in the middle of busy schedules to try to make great content happen. And sometimes you just have to do that when you can do it. And this happened after the show had already begun, while Mod Sun was getting ready for his show, and people are coming in and out of the bus, doing what they can. But I think it turned out really good regardless. Mod Sun and I have been friends for about 11 years now, and every time he comes by, we sit down and we have a conversation like this, and I always walk away feeling like I know something more, not just about him, but about myself. He's a big thinker. He thinks not just in terms of the music business, but in life as a whole and what it means to be doing the things you're doing and why you do them. Hopefully that translates here, but if not, I think you'll have fun regardless. Before we get to the show, I do want to tell you a few quick things. First and foremost, this episode of Inside Music and all episodes of Inside Music are brought to you by Holix, the music industry's leading digital promotional distribution company. Now, what that means is that Holix works with record labels, publicists, managers, and independent artists from all over the world to share new and pre-release music without fear of piracy. To learn how they do it and gain access to a free 30-day trial, visit holix.com. That's HAULIX.com. You should also be following the podcast on Twitter. It's at Inside Music Pod or Inside Music POD. Since we're doing this episode in collaboration with Aux Chord, I'm going to go ahead and plug them as well. Their website is auxchord.fm. That's AUXCORD.fm. The site will be live later this month, but there's a page there now. You can go and check it out. It's also Aux Chord FM on all social platforms. And finally, and I know you're getting sick of hearing this, every episode of the podcast, including the one you're listening to right now, is currently available on YouTube. Yes, we finally got them all up there. There's 133 episodes, almost 5 days worth of conversations waiting for you to devour. So if you get bored at work and you can't listen to music, you can't listen to podcasts, but you can access YouTube, head over there and catch up on the conversations. We'll be adding more content in the near future, and we hope that you'll hang out and listen to it. But for right now, I'm going to play a little bit of music and then get to my conversation with Mod. Thank you so much for listening. I'll talk to you soon. what is new in your world? I mean, I know the songs, and we'll talk about the songs, but like, what you've been kind of quiet this year. I mean, you've probably been busy. I know you.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing?
Oh yeah. Has it seemed like I've been quiet?
I feel like it's just. I mean, we're out here in the Midwest, so like it's always quiet unless you're around, right?
Okay. Yeah. Well, the last time we saw each other, I was doing the BB tour.
Yeah, and you played me. That was like before Bella dropped her shit, and you played me all that stuff. And now.
So it's been a lot of like putting big pieces of the puzzle together. You know what I'm saying? Like, getting more intertwined into this industry stuff, and not in the way that I always expected, which was that it would be like taking meetings about my music specifically. Yeah. Now it's like, bro, I'm like writing for everybody, producing for everybody. Like Irv Gotti, who connected with us this year, he like, you know what I'm saying? He just like lit a fire in all of us. And so it's actually, that's funny. I guess it has been quiet because I've been
behind the scenes
making this new album, and like I usually spit out albums kind of fast.
Yeah.
But if you think about like BB came out
in December. Right?
Yeah, like so like not even that long ago.
Not even like a year after a movie.
Yeah, and I've yeah, exactly. Not even a year after that, and now I'm starting to drop songs again. Not even a year after that. So, but in that span of time, you know, we've had interviews before, and I've talked about how many fucking songs I made. Yeah. Dude, from the last time I saw you till now, probably another 1,000 songs made in full.
Just sitting on hard drives, waiting.
Sitting on that, and also sitting in other people's hands that they're doing. You know.
Was there something that I might have heard that you had a hand in that I don't know about? That I wouldn't have guessed you had a hand in it.
What?
And like music wise, something you worked on that I maybe wouldn't know that you fucking has your.
That's out yet?
Yeah, that's out yet.
No, I mean, the only production stuff that's out yet that I've done, and writing stuff that I've done is with Bella, and now Tana. She released one song that we did, which she's gonna do amazing.
She is killing shit.
She's killing shit, but musically she's gonna fuck shit up. So like the shit that I'm about to do. That's about to come out, that's about to happen, is the type of shit that doesn't, like, that motherfuckers build campaigns around and shit. It's like, you know, once it's like, the song's done, it's like 6 months, 8 months, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
For a lot of the stuff that I'm doing. But, that being said, I'm doing a lot of stuff with a lot of, like, big people and shit like that. And then, with that, you know, Bella, she has her label, Filthy Fang, that I'm dropping stuff under, and we have like a whole unit right now, and she just signed a big, huge major label deal, and a distro deal for Filthy Fangs, and so we're building up all these artists, but simultaneously, this is like what has now got the industry's attention, Mod Sun has now got their attention, is through them hearing me do these songs for all these other people, or sitting in a meeting and running through like 30 songs that aren't Mod Sun songs. It's not, but it's me singing it, or me this or whatever, but it's not Mod Sun songs. And it's like a really funny thing that's kind of what it took. But now it's like, now that I do have their attention, every single label, and I'm telling you, every single label is like aware of, yo, you know my son, get in the studio with him. We gotta get you in the studio with him. Like, yo, are you blah blah blah. Like that's actually a factual thing happening in the big offices of music. So, my next album is destined for success at this point. So it's like really destined for success.
So how did you and Irv Gotti link up then?
Through Bella. I woke up one day and Bella looked and she was like, "Oh, I got to do a meeting." She was like, "Yo, Gotti or Irv Gotti something." I was like, "What?" I was like, "There's a big fucking difference." I was like, "Let's clarify this." She like looked through and she's like, "It's Irv Gotti." I was like, "What the fuck are you meeting with Irv Gotti?" Well, Irv Gotti has a show on BET. It's called Tales. It's an amazing show. He actually, what he does in the show is he takes classic hip hop songs or rap songs and turns it into a full episode.
Okay.
Lyrically based off the lyrics, writes a whole story around it. It's a fucking brilliant show. He got linked up with Bella to come meet with her to be on an episode, and while they were doing that, she played him music, was randomly like, I'm rapping now. He's like, what? Okay, play me this shit. He bugged the fuck out. He like literally freaked out hearing it. And this was just between them, you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden he was just like, holy shit, like, this is amazing. I want to work with you. Irv had quit music for like 5 years.
Yeah.
He like came back for the songs that he heard of Bella. Then I had obviously been around, but I'm not the type of guy who's like out here like, you know, oh, I produced that, I made that beat. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. So like I was never like that to Irv. So we just became really close by him being around. But then at one point we were down in South Carolina. Bella was working on a movie and Irv came out. We had a house and had the studio set up. And we made like 4 songs in front of him this night, all fucked up. And he's watching me do this shit. And he was just like, holy fuck, bro. It's like, I had no idea. He's like, I see this now. This is an insane movement. Like, the way you guys work together. I mean, we made a Tana song that night, 2 Bella songs, and a Ahmad Sun song that night in front of him in the span of like 3 hours. And I mixed the shit out of him, everything, crazy, everything. He was just like, what the fuck? So then, naturally, he was just like, okay, Ahmad Sun, like, we're rocking. And he, like, I became, like, in a way, like, a type of, like, protege, or in my point of view, like, a mentor to me. Because then we got in the studio. And then it was like, I mean, Irv changed the fucking game in many ways.
Yeah.
I can just tell you one, like the first time that you ever heard rap on the Top 40 radio was Ja Rule and J-Lo, I'm Real. That was like, it changed the whole fucking world. Like, who knows if rap would have ever made it Top 40 if that shit happened.
All those early Murder Inc. records.
You know what I'm saying? That, DMX. He started DMX's shit. He fucking did Jay-Z's first shit. He executive produced Jay-Z's first album. Like, incredible shit. And he's like, I mean, you know, this is not me trying to pump myself up. Like, he just posted on Instagram, like, this motherfucker is the man, like, superstar, genius type shit. Like, saying that about me. So, like, I've like I said, when Bella told me she had a meeting with him, I freaked out. So I know his whole story already. So, like, when I found out that, like, or when it turned into him being like, holy shit, man, like, you're it. Then it was like, you know, it was one of those moments where I was like, holy shit, like, I actually believe you.
How does it, I mean, I know when you were going in to do a movie, like, you met up with a bunch of those people that you had always admired. You fucking met all the producers and shit. So how does this new album feel compared to, like, the experience of doing a movie?
So much fucking better. I mean, it's a phase. It's a phase.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess it's actually a process, in better terms. It's like a total process, bro. It's like, when I was making a movie, I wasn't at the caliber that I'm at right now, production-wise. And, like, I had to be like, all right, I need to sacrifice, first off, like, half of the money you make off a song, working with a big producer and shit. Yeah. Sacrifice that, but I had to sacrifice, like, having my hands wrapped around everything and be like, okay, shit that I didn't make brings out something different in me. You know, the songs on Movie, like, those beats I wasn't capable of making at that time, and those beats brought something out of me, right? So if I was making all the beats on that, I would have been stuck in a place of just trying to have these beats that were already in me, trying to bring something else out of me. It wasn't there yet. So, like, I had to do that. But now it's like, bro, I'm not just saying this because I'm not a cocky motherfucker, but, like, I think I'm the hottest producer in the game right now. I literally do. And, like, that's coming at you saying, like, yeah, you don't see Producer My Mouth Sound all over. I'm just saying, in a year, you fucking will. Okay? Because this shit is a process, too, with getting other people's records released. But I'm just telling you, bro, I can do anything when it comes to music.
Yeah.
Like, I can play any instrument. I hear sounds in my head. I can sing like a motherfucker. Melodies come out of me like vomit. Like,
it's true.
You know? So, I just know that, like, where I'm at right now is I'm able to make my best music now because I'm supposed to have the finger on the pulse of my type of music. Like, what I do, I'm supposed to make the shit, the whole shit. It's supposed to come out of my head, you know? And so now it, like, 100% is coming out of my head because I'm making all the fucking music. And it's, like, music that blows my mind. Like, when I make it, I'm like, holy shit.
I made this?
Facts. Facts.
Is it weird to do you feel? I mean, is it weird to kind of be a little bit more in the background? I guess that you're kind of a producer and you're kind of giving the songs. You're making something, giving away, but you're not going to be the front and center guy every time now.
No, it's actually amazing, bro. Because I've made so many songs in my life that I'm used to them just being amazing and never being heard.
Yeah.
And I'd rather have them be heard than
people care that you made it.
Yeah, I don't give. No, I definitely don't care about that. I mean, if I make a song that is like I'm just gonna say too, like my music is better than any of the songs that people get. You know what I'm saying?
Still
like,
keeping the best.
If I do, I mean, honestly, not true actually, because some of my because I'm on my like singing rock type shit right now.
Yeah.
I'm making hood street rap records, like crazy rap records, and people are being like, yo, you gotta release this mod song. I'm like, this is not where I'm headed right now. But like, motherfucker, like the best rappers in the game want these songs. I'm not kidding.
So with that in mind, I really love Runaway.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that really kicked open
Wait
some,
till you
like,
see it tonight.
Yeah, is it not an acoustic version now?
Well, it's acoustic, but I get on piano.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed there's a lot of gear on stage. The fucking house photographer texted me. He's like, "Is this a rap show?" And I was like,
"Nah."
I don't know what he's doing. I haven't seen him in a while.
yeah, it's a ride, bro.
Yeah. So is it more shit like that you're fucking on right now?
By doing shit?
Yeah, or is it like burning up because there's such different songs?
Honestly, it's kind of right in between the majority of stuff. It's really like, what's good? You good?
Yeah.
It's really like very reminiscent of my roots as being like with this revival of like emo and all that, like amazing. I love you. Like I helped make emo. You know what I'm saying? I was there. I was in the bands that did it, and so there's no way I could ever shake that out of me. It's perfect timing that like people really like this like melody driven.
Sad rap almost?
Not it's not even the rapness of it, it's just more allowing people to sing. It's just like singing on rap beats type shit. And what I do with my beats is like, if you know my song Free Love, like that wave, which was putting guitars on 808s, like that wasn't happening when I did Free Love. You feel me? Like it just wasn't. And so I think that Free Love is still one of my biggest songs. I think that song is like a big definition of who I am. And so my music now is definitely on like kind of the free love path of things, with that like guitar driven 808 shit, big melodies, but then like I have these songs on there. I've decided to do this on my new album. I'll show you. I've decided to do this, bro. I've just been like, if I'm gonna make a song, like it's either gonna make you happy or it's going to make you cry. Not make you sad. Make you cry.
Okay, different. Right? They're different.
It's totally different. Crying and being sad is totally different. So Runaway, like for instance, makes you cry. Yeah. It doesn't make you sad. It makes you cry. Yeah. It makes you feel something. And so like then I have songs like this on that I just made the other night in the bus actually.
Hey everybody, James jumping in here to say, as much as I would love to play you this music that Modson is talking about, I really shouldn't. So it's been cut out of the show because some of it was recorded just hours before we showed up, and some of it is probably going to make his album. So in hopes of respecting him and his artistic craft, we've decided to cut it from this episode of the show. But you can find all of Modson's music on all streaming services right by our own show. So go out, seek it out, and hopefully you'll get to hear it soon. But let me tell you now, it was really good. Okay? Back to the show. Yeah, that's fucking... I like that. Yeah. I like the vocals in the verse are like, you're hitting it so hard. I like it. I see the rock. I see what you're saying there.
Yeah. I mean, so like that. I mean, yeah. The new album's just going to be amazing. It's going to be... Because it's really going to be like the first time the world hears my song. It's going to be like a lot of things behind it that were never there before.
Yeah, did you I see you have a billboard for Burning Up that you got up there? That was fun. Was it just like you want to have a billboard? I picture you as a guy that like has an idea and you just I know you enough to know that like if you have an idea you see it through. I think this would be fun to do.
I mean, I think it's like every kid's dream to have a billboard.
See your name up there driving down, fucking see it.
And it was just like, yo, it's like But the point of me as an artist in the world is important, and it's not about how many people are at my shows right now. It's not how many streams my shit has right now. It's not how many fucking, sales I'm doing right now. It has nothing to do with that. Like, the type of artist I am is like, inside of music, I propel the culture that's able to be understood immediately by the people listening to it. I don't make music that's able to I don't look like someone that's you're able to understand when you look at them. That's why you see motherfuckers that will have stuff like look, everybody knows I'm happy, positive dude. You know what I'm saying? You don't see me write any negative shit online.
No.
But like, when you look at me, you feel a certain way. If you've never met me, if you've never heard my music, you just do. You just do. That's what my music has always been like. Is that it's like, I propel culture. I put on artists that are easily understandable to the world. I see it. I'm like an A&R fucking genius, bro. I see an artist. I know that they're gonna be able to break through, and it feels good to be a part of that. So I do that, and like, all that shit is that inside music, I propel the artist within it to do their thing. I have a piece in a lot of people's journeys.
Yeah.
Okay? And as far as outside of music, like, what I'm doing should win and deserves to win, because it literally only helps the world. It only helps the world.
It's true.
Plain and simple. So, but to do any of this stuff is like to have a worthwhile career and to have something that I can do my whole life. It has to be a fucking battle, bro. So it's like, when artists say that they like stop comparing themselves to people that and that, like, no, I definitely, like, I compare myself to my idols. Okay, so like, that's my comparison. I don't think I've ever felt like some artist around right now is my competition. I really don't feel like that. Even when I want to excel and shit, I don't feel like that competition. So what I do is just very important, and I know that. And I know that I have to stay the course. And like, I know that there's like, as much as I think that I'm behind this, like, there's a way higher power behind what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and what's gonna happen after I'm done doing it.
That's
you know
fair.
What I'm saying?
No,
And like,
I'm gonna get you.
And so musically, why I was bringing that up is because like, a song like Happy Baby, like, that's a song that like connected instantly and like did really well. Like, a lot of artists would be like, okay, let's make fucking 15 of those, let's go, right? No, it's not how it rolls. It's like, I'm doing what I feel inside is right, and like, I can't, when you're saying like, oh, I like this or like that, it's like, oh, like, damn, what is my album does sound different than anything I've ever done. But it's what I'm meant to be doing and supposed to do. And finally, like, I've come across a formula of making my new album and all this new music and all this shit, where it's like, I live in a space that's only belongs to me. So like, the music that I'm about to release in songs like Runaway, songs like Burning Up, right? 2 totally different songs from things that my son has ever done. But when you hear that, you don't think of when Lil Wayne picked up a guitar and said he's gonna do a rock album.
No,
it's not like, oh, this dude's in a phase, he's just doing this. He's just, no. This all flows out of me. I embody literally what it is to want to be an artist and try as hard as you can to be an artist.
Then do you still question yourself when you hit these big change points?
As far as what?
As like, you get down to something like Runaway, coming off of doing like Happy Baby, that whole fucking mixtape. Is there? Do you pause and you're like, is this the shit I want to put out there next?
Honestly, no, I don't. But I make so many songs that I do question which ones I should release. Like, but I listen, like, Herb pushed for me to release Burning Up. He's like, this is my favorite. I mean, look at his Instagram. He's like, this is my favorite song right now. Like, it has been his favorite song since you heard it. I wasn't even thinking I was going to release it. And so, like, I made that song in 5 minutes. I didn't know if I was ever going to release it. It has a feeling. And, like, I believed him. And so I dropped that. Like, Bella was behind me dropping Happy Baby. I believed her. I dropped that. Like, Runaway, that was purely just me like, wow, this is like, let me just show motherfuckers like what it is. Alright, like, Mr. like happy, you expect this happy music, I'm gonna show you a song that's gonna make you cry. But this is not a departure from what I do.
No. And if you look, it's almost like, it's, in my mind, everything you do is just a constant narrative. And like, Runaway is a perfect kind of narrative that follow Happy
Exactly.
Baby.
It all, as you can see too, my life is the exact replica of my music.
Yeah.
Like, in all times, I make songs exactly what's happening in my life at the moment. And like, my discography is legitimately a movie. It's legitimately a story. And like, if you think that when I started this, Moving on Dreams, Modern Sunshine, Moving on Dreams, Stand Under the Night, this whole picture, it was already painted in my head. Like, none of this is by coincidence. None of this, like, this album that I'm about to drop, it coincides completely with the first thing that I dropped. You know what I'm saying?
Fair enough. Now, do you got some shit on this new record that will give me in a vibe like Pounds, like that Pounds beat? Because fucking, that is still, if I get into that, if I could live in a vibe, it would be like how that song feels when it hits you.
Yeah, that one is rocking. Maybe I'll rock that tonight.
I love, like, when you're in that fucking moment in the song when you're like, I know you want this to go on forever. I'm like, I do. I would like. The girl I'm seeing right now had never heard of you before. Today, we're in the car and she's like, who are you working with tonight? I was like, I'm going to try to see mine. So I played that for her first and she's like, oh, I like this. And I was like, yeah, you can just step right inside that fucking beat, can't you?
Yep. No, I'm saying, like, is there right now at this moment, like,
how done is it? I guess how done.
Like, look, like, here's where really I'm at is that.
Okay.
The new music, like some of the shit that I just played you, and this song that I'm gonna play tonight called Psycho Smile, like, it is the best music I've made, and I've had to completely understand that, like, the people that have never heard of me before are, like, legitimately the ones that, like, really I need to touch, right?
Yeah.
And I have the type of support system that wants me to win. My kids want me to win.
Mm-hmm.
When I make it, like, some of these kids want me to play same way and like these early songs, but they don't get mad that I don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they want me to win. So this new album is basically like, bro, this is my son, right? This is my son, and now you're gonna be mind blown when you look up fucking Power 106 freestyle, which I do play tonight. You're gonna be mind blown when you hear this song and this dude singing and like kind of rapping and like making this fucking energy on this song, and it's a total fucking hit. It's a total smash. It's what music needs right now. And then you find out that this dude can fucking rap his ass off. Then you find out that this dude was in rock bands. Then you know what I'm saying? It's like the story that's about to happen is to a bunch of people that have never heard of me. And like, if I'm to try to push my past, like, that's never what I think art is. It's like, you gotta know that the current moment and like how to not hate against what's relevant and not hate against what's happening right now. You gotta accept the future and shit. And it's like I do have a battle of like, do I want to put some rap songs on this album? But it's like, I feel like I confuse people when I do an album that's half
you do too
rap,
much,
half fucking this, and then you get to pick, and it's like, I'm choosing the narrative, you know, I'm choosing what you get to listen to, and so it's like, I do have really great rap songs that I could put on it, but as of right now, there's amazing music on it that feels like Pounds for sure, but like bars, like sitting there trying to rap and shit, no, I'm not even doing that.
You're doing something else right now.
Mm-hmm.
And there's always that chance that you'll get that out and then be like, maybe I'll fucking drop. This fucking thing
I
out.
mean, like, yo, when I play like Power 106 freestyle live, it's like moving. Like, I like rapping like that.
Yeah.
Like, when I rap, like, we do this shit and like stuff like that, like, and my hippie and stuff, it's like cool. I feel the energy, I get it. But like, when I rap, I want to be on some like poetic shit. Like, don't want to be on like turn up rap shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, even when we were together in fucking the Mall America for the movie release, like, you weren't thinking about Happy Baby just yet. And by the time I fucking saw you a few months later, you're like, oh, here's a dozen new songs. It's a completely different idea. So I know that as soon as you get this out, that you'll probably be like, oh, well, fuck.
Honestly, this is the sound. Like, this is what I've always wanted to sound like.
You feel like you finally got it.
That's what I've always wanted to sound like in my head. And, like, I know it's gonna kill shit. But, that's what I'm saying. The people that are hearing my new music, I play a good amount of new songs up there on stage lately. They love it. Like, their favorite songs in the set. So it's like, I'm not just making music that's not rap now. I'm making like fucking amazing music. You know?
Yeah. And are you doing the art for all these singles too, or is that you?
No, that's my guy Chase.
Oh,
yeah.
Fucking, I like it. Is that
great,
is
right?
that how the album's gonna look? That kind of style?
Possibly.
It works for the singles and the tour poster.
Yeah, a lot of the singles are gonna be like that.
I noticed that even the merch, I was like, you're changing the look of what Mod Sun seems to be.
Yeah, just a little.
There's a ton of tie-dye kids in there. Don't get me wrong.
It's always the evolving shit. It's always like what I like. Like this is a lifestyle thing, you know. At the end of the day, like the Mod Sun shit is about books. It's about words. It's about music. It's about being happy. It's about like that. It's a lifestyle. So, like the merch always depicts what I actually like.
I mean, this is the most clothes you usually have on when I'm around you. I half expect you to be shirtless every time I see you.
Fact, bro. You'll see me shirtless tonight.
It's just cold as shit a little bit up here in the Midwest.
Yeah, I forgot it happens like that.
So you got this tour. So when's the album gonna come out? You're gonna like sometime next year?
Yeah, like right after the top of the new year, like
okay.
quarter, like just like,
and then back on the road.
Just really like doing the right way to do this. You know what I'm saying? To really be like, this is like I have a song called "Anyone But You," which is gonna be like my biggest song of all time. It's like a song like that. Like we have to be like, dude, this is it. This is the one. This is the fucking one. It's undeniable. This is the one. And so it's like you got to do it right. So I'm gonna be very like make like some kind of like, you know, actual, not just wake up and feel something and drop a song, because that's what a lot of this shit is for me.
Gotta do a rollout.
I'm just like, fuck it, yeah, they want a new song, they need a new song. Like
give the people
phone.
a song.
I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers need it now. And it's like I can ruin shit like that, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Bella showed me that a lot. Like she makes sure that everything is great, nothing's good. Like you know.
You've probably gotten to look at things a different way by being around how she, like, the whole machine that is.
Well, yeah, she just doesn't have to work as hard as she does. You know like,
but she hustles so hard.
So hard, bro. And
she's one of my.
Like, she doesn't do anything good. Like, it has to be great. And that includes shit that she shouldn't even be going out of her way to make sure it's great.
Where you're like, it's okay? Like, this is good enough? And she's like, she doesn't know what that word means.
Well, like, for me, though, like, I make sure to, like, go hard to it there. But, like, I'm talking about, like, when she does projects and she'll just, like, go out of her way to go even harder for the people or tell them what to do.
I mean, that's why her fan base is the way it is, and like yours is the same way. Where it's like the fact, like, I didn't mean it as an insult to say you've been quiet, because when you do something, the people come out. Like, it doesn't matter if it takes you 6 months or 6 weeks.
Oh yeah. No, but I do see that. I mean, like, I used to tour the whole year.
Yeah.
And like
150 shows a year.
But it's like
in the van.
It's like it's like yo, we're getting there. We're getting there. And it's like what I've learned just through all this is like I've learned how to completely map through and travel through the valleys, and the peaks take care of themselves.
That's it, man. So next year,
the valleys, like, I'm amazing in the valleys. So when the peaks happen, it's like I don't even think about that. I just really know that where I'm at, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it is literally something that's bigger than me, and I have a purpose. And like, if I were to give up, that would just be such a travesty to myself and I think the world.
Anything outside music you got coming down the pipeline?
Anything
outside music? You got a book or anything coming up?
Oh yeah, always writing. I'll probably release another book. I'm actually I'll say this for the first time. I'm working on Did I Ever Wake Up To?
Okay.
Which, like, is going to be amazing because it's been like 8 years or something since I dropped that.
I love the audiobook being on Spotify. I think really
I'm gonna be doing that for all my shit too. Like, I just gotta really, like, I'm focused on this album, getting this album like perfect, and then and like honestly just finally being like letting people come on board and turn what I'm doing into something that can, like, you know, like, fucking change this fucking industry, you know, because everyone that I meet lately now that's talking to me that's in the industry is like, save this shit, you know, for real, bro.
That's great.
You know my vibe, you know how I roll, like you know how I perform, you see me perform, like, I know you, like, name another artist that do the show that I do, like, that's been doing the show I do, you know what I'm saying? There's a good amount out there, but there's not enough, and it's like, you know, I think I represent just a really good thing for everything that's going on. So.